The voice has reached full saturation. It is now set for deep penetration. It enters into a fit of profanity. Organically, it descends into a state of vocality. It has long abandoned sobriety and now clings to anxiety. Society's complacency has filled its reality with tragedy. Over the years, the voice has come upon maximum maturity. Its testicles have received the unmistaken code from the pituitary. It has started to produce rapidly seeds of chaos, seeds of conquerors. The voice bathes in insanity, and its five senses have now heightened exponentially. The voice sees that time has gone mad. The life is so hard. Lies are set free and they run merrily from oceans to seas. Liberalism is upon us. It breaks down every wall of logic that sustains us. Mad thoughts are perceived as reality. We conjure up absurdities and get offended when other people do not welcome them into their reality, allowing our insanity to gain a universality which infringes on others' ability to hear their own idiosyncrasies. In the age of tolerance, we only tolerate what we create. The body is set to reject any organ that is put in, no matter how badly it needs it to survive, compromising its existence in the process. It suppresses. It regresses. Hence, the heavens are failing and the world is shaking. Human beings hold no soul and share little difference with the common beast. Human animals we are. Educated beasts we are. We run like hooligans without the remedial leash and fill this bowl until the brim is overrun with colossal unholiness. The voice hears the actions of man reverberating in all four corners of the heavens, groping and mercilessly tearing away at the precious ozone seal. This earth is in a divine suspension, held in place by the love of God and the gravitational pull of our only sun, trapped in the unbearable confines on a solaric grill, where everything is being turned over and over, guaranteed to be charred in every part. Pure stakes, no hearts. The inevitable fires will soon devour Mother Nature. Sincere contempt will burn us all in. The liberalization of abomination liberates mankind in the land of doom. The voice smells a rotten politics from a mile away. This politics has gone far beyond its usefulness, far beyond its useful life, and it is here to stay. It is on life support and suffers from severe heart palpitations. Its vital signs are low and it is flatlining, climbing to a certain death, but it is fueled by a strong dose of collective ignorance. Meanwhile, the well-fed giants eat the fruit of the land and sprinkle crumbs into the hands of the masses. They consume expensive champagne in fine wine glasses, then tell the asses that our society is not divided into multiple classes. Still, every 5 years we give them passes so they can build mansions while we stuff our mouths with curses. Verses of frustration do not heal a nation. We are the subclass where our top landmass is being sold to a superclass. They are mobsters consuming lobsters while we are a fragmented majority consuming cacadors. They hide facts and numbers and feed fantasies to the wide-eyed unanalytical. They do very little and magnify that very little through the lens of their controlled media. They grow richer and the poor grows powerless. This insanity will soon reach the exosphere. The poor class will become aware, and in an instant they will come together with no fear. When the poor class rise up, the giant class will no longer own the land. They will no longer stand. They will fall in disgrace. The expensive taste will be replaced by a case of sweet justice. The voice savors the day when man comparing himself with man will be no more. Always looking for perfection in a terrain of mountainous flaws, he composes a derogatory monologue laced with scorching animadversions. He is proficient at acute perversion, a master of deep subversion, a pirate with no domain. He is lame in his brain and bitter in his pain. He cannot improve his game, so he sets the course to sink the ship of the forward thinker, all because his ship has already sunk. He is dumb in his creativity. He is lost in artificial ecstasy. Therefore, he uses his faith and prays to his God to vanquish the enemies that he has anointed, to bring them to the justice that resides at his feet, all in the name of convenient form of Christianity. So he dances around when he hears Christian songs with a tailor-made suit and a leather Bible that is housed under a full yap. He raises his hands and yearns for visibility, but he truly loves tranquility. In the name of God, we end lives and scar childhoods. In the name of God, we invent evil. In the name of God, we see to it that the purest good is replaced by all that is evil. In the name of peace, we fight wars. Words give birth to deeds. Deeds give birth to resentment. Resentment gives birth to the collapse of humanity. When a human being has lost his humanity, he becomes an it. The it becomes a thing. Anything that does not exude a social and moral consciousness becomes a liability to society. A society filled with these things cannot be a society in harmony, but a society of warriors, a society under duress, a society where the fruit abhor is ripe, attractive, and deadly. A society where complete and wanton abomination dances amok on discussion tables around enlightened individuals, all because the art of compromise is undermined. The exchange of words has been transformed to the exchange of nuclear warheads, the policy of isolation over engagement, the art of expulsion rather than inclusion, monologues over dialogues, preaching over teaching. In the end, nothing is taught, nothing is learnt. Only resentment is externalized and manifests itself in the ugliest display of the human condition. Weapons of mass destruction lead to obliteration of the soul more than the material world. The end of humanity does not mean the end of human beings. The human race thrives. It is humanity that is on the verge of extinction. The end of days is seeing us grow smarter and dumber. We are creative creatures conceptualizing and constructing complex contraptions culminating in cataclysmic chaos. Our rise and our boom will eventually burst and revert to overt stupidity, all because we have abandoned the only truth. Now, here we are, face to face with extraordinary evil. The blackness is always here. It is just waiting for the absence of light so it could come out and play. It is behind you, in front of you, and at midday, it is right underneath. Decisions need to be made or we lose humanity forever. Sacrifices need to be made or we lose our children to the hungry beast. They will be slaughtered one by one in an immoral feast. Their innocent blood will drop as rain, obscure the sun in our latter days. Quickly that blood will be cupped and drunk with enormous zeal by the soulless monsters at the expense of a dying world. Mother Nature has been caught. She has been gang-raped, bounded and gagged. She will be burnt at the stake by a set of relentless thugs whose purpose is to segregate, to indoctrinate, or to annihilate a vulnerable population. And so, cries of regret accompany the chorus of a joyless song. Children weep in the wilderness on a sunless morn, and the tears that leave their eyes will go on and corrupt our ground. Then humankind will internalize the hurt until our hearts compel us to confess with our tongues that we ourselves have perverted the times Therefore, we must all bear the thorns. The voice is now complete, and it shouts from all corners of the globe. The blind shall see its prophecy come to light. The deaf will surely hear it, and those who do not believe will come to fear it. Times are indeed harsh. This world will soon come to pass. Tough times call for tough rhymes. Harsh times beg for raw rhymes.